Impact segment tonight, Israeli officials are talking with President Obama's top national security guard, Tom Donilon. Iran, the issue. Israel's getting fed up and is saber rattling over the nuke situation. If Israel bombs Iran, a very nasty war is likely to break out all over the place, and that, of course, will affect all of us. Joining us now from Washington, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters, author of the new book, Cain at Gettysburg, which will be out next week. So, Colonel, do you think the Israelis are bluffing here?
No. The Israelis are serious. And Bill, there is a fundamental divide between Tel Aviv, Jerusalem on one side and Washington on the other. For the Israelis, this is about survival. There are plenty of Israelis and Jews around the world still living who remember the Holocaust. Washington has forgotten it. So for Israel, it's about survival. And I'm afraid for Washington right now, for the Obama administration, it's about kicking this can down the road past the November elections, no matter what happens.
All right. Now, a couple of things in play. Both the United States and Great Britain have asked the Israelis to just be a little bit more patient, because they believe that these big sanctions that are strangling the Iranian economy are going to have an effect. And we even saw China saying, you know what, we're going to probably cooperate with the sanctions. So they both asked Netanyahu to just give it a bit more time. From my point of view, and I understand absolutely the harm that the Iranian government would bring to Israel if it could. There's no doubt about it. All right. I would, if I were Netanyahu, give it a bit more time, because if he attacks, world oil is going to go crazy. The Muslim world is going to go nuts. World War III may break out. So you give it as much time as you possibly can. Is that an unreasonable position, Colonel?
Well, you're absolutely right that there are no good options in this one. But negotiations are the opium of the intellectuals, and sanctions are dope for diplomats. Of course, Israel wants to placate us. Israel wants us on board. But I firmly believe, Bill, that if Israel gets evidence that Iran has taken one more concrete step toward a nuclear weapons capability, Israel will strike. And it's going to be tough, because Israel has the power, the military might, to start a war with Iran. It does not have the power to finish a war with Iran. The Persian Gulf is going to be a firestorm, and gas prices will, that'll be
that's
the
right.
least
I
of
mean,
our
the whole
problems.
worldwide economy is going to go crazy. But the U.S. Joint Chiefs believe that it's going to be very difficult for Israeli bombers to get into Iran, because the Iranians will be forewarned. They'll know they're coming because of radar and all of that. It's a long slog. They'd actually have to refuel in the air.
Over 1,000 miles.
The Israeli bombers. Right. So it's not an easy play for the Israelis. It's not like bombing Syria or even Iraq, which they've already done. Going into Iran, that might not be a successful mission.
Well, and that's true, and the Israelis are well aware of it. But see, our military today is risk averse. You know, it's all about force protection, don't want to take any chances. The Israelis, fighting for survival, they would take risks we wouldn't begin to contemplate.
Yeah, but it's theoretical survival at this point. It's theoretical at this point,
it's
because
theoretical
you don't
if
know.
you're in Washington. It's not theoretical in Tel Aviv.
Look, as I stated, if Iran could, they would, but there's no evidence that they're anywhere near a delivery system for a nuke. So that America and Great Britain say, look, give it a little bit more time. We're strangling them. We're strangling them, and they can't really go much longer with it. Let it play out. I would take that if it were me. I'll give you the last word.
Well, I think Netanyahu is going to go as far as he can. The Israelis aren't anxious for this war, and we shouldn't be either. Because if Israel feels bound to strike, the response from Iran will be asymmetrical. Yeah, they'll try to hit Israel, but they'll really hit the Arab oil states, the loading platforms, the refineries, the oil fields, the Straits of Hormuz. And they will try to punish the world, so the world will punish Israel. There's no good answer.
No doubt
it's going to be really ugly. You're right, we should wait. But for Israel, they feel time is running out.
Okay, Colonel. Thanks very much.